the audience. Now, gentlemen, if you're ready.
It's you with the sunrise.
It's you in my cup.
It's you all the way into town.
It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up.
And it's
You're got to go near that gets me down.
It's
You on my pillow in all of my dreams. Till once more the morning breaks through. What words could be saner, or truer, or plainer than it's you? It's you.
yes, it's you.
Oh, yes, it's you.
Take your hands off my daughter.
Your Honor, your daughter and I are going to steady behind your back.
Why,
We'd rather do it in front of your back, but you've just been too stubborn.
do what? Never mind.
See, he's scared of you, but I'm not. I should think you hate to have your daughter scared of you. Great hunk.
Who's you wild kid yet? I'm gonna warn you. You stay away from my girl, or you hear from me till hell won't have it again. I'll horsewhip you. You Ellen?
Yes, George.
You tend to your dance.
Sir, I got as much right about building as anybody here.
What right do you have here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activity of that spellbinding symbolicism. You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out of this public building.
Papa! It's just like Capulet spread blood all over the marketplace. Good gods!
You watch your phraseology, young woman. Go home. You know, Ellie?
Yeah, but George,
Get
I...
the dance.
Let me just make you understand.
Well, you can't. Oh, by the way, thanks for nothing. That book you gave me, I read it from cover to cover for over a week and didn't find a thing.
Mr. Mayor, if you
Please.
I'll settle your hash after I get the premises off my daughter.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, but in the meantime, I want you to know I'm vouching for Tommy Gillis. That boy's got the confidence of every kid in town. You'll be standing in line waiting to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, all the individual members will have gathered in wheelchairs on account of broken legs they will get from tripping over their beards. Let me tell you something, my fine young feathered young, never mind. Then get his credentials. Be careful. That man is slippery as a Mississippi sturgeon.
You mean you want his credentials?
Get his credentials or get him in jail. I couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a button hook in well water.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin has acted abominably, and I think it's wonderful of you to come to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Well, yes, it was.
Oh, no, a man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths, the brave man, only 500. Of course, the mayor was already pretty upset on account of his billiard parlor. Now, oh, I suppose a recommendation from a musical authority such as yourself would help. Oh, but I couldn't think of asking you to do a thing
Professor
like...
Hill,
You would?
I'd love to. I just wish I was a little bit more informed. I've been meaning to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
It's cornet, yes. Mother of pearl keys.
Yes, I'm sure it's fine, but you see, he never touches the cornet. Well, the first week he made some experimental blats, would you say?
Blats, yes.
And he sings the minuet in G almost constantly, but he never touches the coronet. He said you told him it it wasn't necessary. Something about a think system. If he thinks the minuet in G, he doesn't have to bother with the notes. Now, honestly,
Now,
Professor...
Miss Mary, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. But so is Galileo's conception of the heavens, Columbus' conception of the egg, globe, Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Now, I cannot discuss these things here with you in public, but if you would allow me to call... When may I call?
Why, any night this week. Wait a minute, Professor.
Oh, Miss Peru, please turn it down subcommittee. Merry Princess, moving forward, golden shimmer, silver shoes, crown of gold, heart of gold, here where women's hearts should be. The professor told us to read those books and we simply adored them all. Chopper, Rabelais,
Sorry, Professor, but we got our orders. We all been deputized.
Yes, I see. You know, all week I've been trying to give you fellas my references and credentials, but every time you seem to get off the subject somehow. Now, I have just what you want up in my hotel room. Just take me a second.
Sorry, afraid I'll have to go along with you.
Yes, well, let me see if I have my key. Oh, what's this? Ah, it's a testimonial from Madame Rainey, the only female bassoon player ever to appear on the Red Pat circuit. Stage name, of course. Actually, she was from Moline, Lida Rose Quackenbush.
Can I see that for a minute?
Oh, you'll never forget the name, Lida Rose, same as the old song. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky.
Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Light a rose, now everyone knows that I'm hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Light a rose, oh, won't you be mine? Light a rose, oh, light a rose, oh, light a rose.
arguing with yourself. Will you ever tell him? Won't you ever tell him? Ah, yes. Ah, no. Ah, fiddlesticks. Just open your mouth and let it come out.
No, Mama.
Now, nothing. If he ever comes to call again, you'll see him alone. And if you don't have the gumption to tell him how you feel,
Tell him.
Well, now, there's nothing wrong with a ladylike hint.
Yes, there is.
Oh, no, there isn't.
I certainly could not do that.
Winthrop! Where is that boy? Winthrop! Oh, you know, you should be getting ready for the social. There you are, darling. Where you been?
Listen.
Fishing.
Do you mean Professor Hill?
And look, I still have some worms left.
Did you have
Oh.
a good time?
Structus. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana, and he said he might take me there someday. And he taught me a song that has hardly any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That sounds really well. If you like to have a lunch of explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that is like my bed. Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome. But
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home.
Oh, Winthrop. That was wonderful, darling. Oh.
Leave the dishes, Mama. I'll do them.
But, darling, don't you want to get ready for the social?
Oh, there's still time.
All right.
Shins live around here?
The Shin's home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Oh, crackety. Say, I see you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about this fella Hill forming a boys band.
Oh, yes.
Well, don't you worry no more. I got the goods on him in spades. That's swindling, two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I gotta see Shin. Just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Sure wish it was 20. Would like to spend 5 minutes concentrating on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
Charlie Cow, and bell salesman. But today, I'm protecting the good name of the traveling fraternity from that swindler.
Mr. Cow, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's corset cover. That fella's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? You didn't see through him. He's no more professor than
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director, and his academic...
Now, wait a minute. Fine director. Have you heard one note of music from any band?
Well, no, but...
But nothing, girly girl. He never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
You just listen to me for a moment.
I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that if I had the time. I sure got the inclination. But I gotta get back on that train, and I gotta leave word about this fella Hill on the way.
You'll never catch a train that way. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I gotta leave word, and I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
But, Mr. Cow, you don't... know me very well.
Is that an invitation?
Well, no, I mean, I don't know you. And
Yeah, well, I'd need more time anyway.
I mean, as well as I like to.
No trouble there, girly girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils before. That's something, well, quite different.
Takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? I gotta get on that train, and I gotta leave word about this fella Hill.
Leave the word with me.
Not on your tin type. How do I know you deliver these letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now
What?
run for it.
You double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? That fella's got a gal in every county in Illinois, and he's taking it away from every one of them. And it's 106 counties. Neither one of you is going to hurt the last of me, girly girl.
Light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marianne. Light a rose, I'm hanging on rose tonight.
Marion, who was you just talking to?
Tell me all about
Why, Professor Hill. Professor, why don't you come up on the porch and sit with Marion? I've got some jelly on the stove.
No jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on.
Shall we sit, as your mother said?
Really,
You did ask me to call.
Did I? I didn't mean anything by it.
Now, Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting that your invitation averred anything but academic enlightenment. The think system? I've been by your house a time or two this week to try to explain it to you, but there always seem to be people around. Mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies. Professor Hill, is it true that you've developed the think system?
A think? Oh, yes, a think system. Yes, it's really very simple. It's as simple as whistling. And nobody has to show you how to use your lips in whistling. You only have to think a tune to have that come out clearly here. Now just try this yourself before you ask any questions.
I'll take your word for it.
Could we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you've met dozens, maybe even 100.
Well, I often
And
have
have they all been as fascinated as I have with the think system?
Some more, some less. One young lady actually came up with the same system before I got to her town. She showed me a few refinements.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Please don't let me keep you, Professor Hill. I'm sure you must have many more important things to do than explain the think system to me.
Can't think of one.
And I'm sure I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where do you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors about a traveling salesman.
Oh, Miss Marion, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty?
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. And no matter what they say, he left that library job to me so that Mother and Winthrop and I could have some security. Now, surely you don't believe...
Oh, of course not, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Why do you think people start rumors like that anyway?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy, I guess.
Exactly, and jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Oh, nothing about you personally. It's just, you know, generally.
Oh, what have you heard generally?
Well, just that... But of course. Why, it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to... Well, take you, for instance. Your attentions to customers and, well, teachers might easily be misconstrued, mightn't they? I mean, honestly, mightn't they?
Of course, they...
And as you say, if a salesman or somebody were jealous, why, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Yes, they certainly...
It just goes to show you should never believe everything you hear, doesn't it? I mean, if you just discuss things.
Oh, Miss Marion, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit, your knees bend and all.
We could sit on the porch steps, I suppose.
Or we could sit on a large hollow log over at the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Just to talk.
I have to dress for the sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
Oh, please, I can't. Some other time. Maybe tomorrow?
Oh, Miss Marion, pile up enough tomorrows and you'll find you've collected nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today worth remembering.
Oh, so would I.
The footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Mama! What, darling?
I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be in the saints be praised, it works.
What works?
The think system. I've been using it on you from the parlor. Come along here.
And the Del Sar Ensemble will do their marvelous Grecian urn dance.
Oh, Mr. Washburn, that's the dance Professor Hill taught us. The shapoopy.
Shapoopy!
Now, a woman who'll kiss on the very first date is usually a hussy. And a woman who'll kiss for the second time out is anything but fussy. But a woman who'll wait for the third time around, head in the clouds, feet on the ground. She's the girl he's glad he's found. She's a shaboopy, 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 shaboopy. The girl is hard to get. Shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy. But you can win her yet. Walk her up to the rain. You walk around white in the maze. One go to the flower garden, you will never get sore in your bag of butter. So bring me box of lassie, no, we lost the body brain. No, squeeze her once a year. Gives me back that face. One go for a bad problem, you will never get sore on the way to supper. So bring me box of lassie, no. Now little old Sarah was a no gal, as anyone can see. Look at her now, she's a no gal who only goes for me. Squeeze her once a year. Gives me back that face. One more for a bad problem, you will never get sore on the way to supper. So bring me box of lassie, no. Shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy. The girl is hard to get. Shaboopy, shaboopy, shaboopy. But you can win her yet. Ready? You gullible green grass goats. Can't you get it through your head you're being swindled out of your eye teeth right now, this very minute? There's a burglar in the bedroom and you're fiddling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill, highwayman, road agent, pickpocket.
Pickpocket?
That's right, same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, madam, and in yours, mister, and in yours, little lady, since the moment he set foot in this town. There's more documented evidence here than you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band, there never was any band, and there never will be any band. And unless you hunt that man down like the mad dog he is, there ain't gonna be any Harold Hill. He'll be out of town on the next train. Now, will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for?
We want our money back.
Money back. I want his eye.
All right, let's go after him. And when you get him, bring him back to the schoolhouse. After him. By the long road. Behind the mill. Over by the creek. Behind the privy.
Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I'm sure I'm not the first person to find it easier to think when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, surely, Miss Marin, you don't believe I've been trying to sell you anything.
Oh, no, you've given me something. That's why I had to come.
I don't recall giving you.
Oh, yes, you have, and I'm so glad. Well, please don't be afraid I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there's been many ports of call, and there'll be many more. But still, you'd be grateful for what you've left behind for me.
Marion,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing.
know about me.
Great.
Excuse me, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it.
Now what? Who's the salesman? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
You nuts? I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight. I told you I had to keep her off balance, didn't I?
Oh, look at her. She's so far off balance, you can't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Listen, Buster Brown, I came up through the ranks on this little skirmish, and I'm not resigning without my commission.
Greg, you can't get anywhere right out here on the footbridge.
There's a place over Manson Park near the Sociable. It makes this place look like the old ladies' home. Now beat it. Go get the rig. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Yes, well, we don't have to get into that right now, do we?
No, we don't. Or ever, for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first arrived.
Oh?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory gold medal winner, class of '05. Harold, there was no Gary Conservatory at '05.
Why, there's certainly...
Because the town wasn't even built until '06. Let's see what the sociable.
You knew all along?
I've known since 3 days after you came. I tore this page out of the Indiana State Journal. I intended to use it against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, why... While 110 cornets played the air, and I modestly took my place as the one and only bass, and I oom-pawed up and down the square.
Good night, my someone, good night, my love.
With 110 cornets right behind.
A star is shining its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape and hue. Sweet dreams be yours, dearest dreams. There be.
While 110 cornets played the air.
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now good night, my darling, good night.
Kids are in them already. Those people are going to be screaming for music if those kids show up at the sociable.
Yeah.
Look, here's most of the money. I got Tommy to collect it. He's trying to keep the kids together. He's pretending to hold a practice over at the lumberyard.
All right, go get the rig.
I already got it.
What time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
It's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to turtle wordle around here and get yourself caught in a bunny trap, you go ahead.
Look, Mike, I'll meet you in plenty of time back at the hotel. Where have you been?
I've been looking for Winthrop. He's run off.
Marion, I have to see you again.
Please, Harold, you have to go. They're even talking about tar and feathers. You have to go. Please. Winthrop!
Oh, wait a minute there, son.
I'm not just gonna let me go.
Not until we talk for a minute.
I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth
I
anyway.
would so.
Would not.
Would too. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty, rotten crook?
Yes.
Leave me go, you big
What's the
liar.
matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now, I'm bigger than you, and you're going to stand there and get it all, so you might as well quit wiggling. Now, there are two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a great kid. I thought so from the start. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you'd quit moping around, feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, actually, the other thing isn't any of your business, now that I think of it.
I wish you
you don't, Winthrop.
Mister? You believe him?
I believe everything he ever said.
But he promised us.
I know what he promised us, but it all came true, just like he said. The lights, the colors, the symbols, and the flags.
Where was all that?
In the way every kid walked around here all summer and looked and acted, especially you. And the parents, too. Does Mama wish he'd never come to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop, I don't. Now, come on, Harold, you have to go.
Go on, Professor.
I
Hurry
can't go,
up.
Winthrop.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door.
There he is!
Fellow River citizens, I can only remind you that I did everything in my power to prevent this dire happening from happening.
What have you done to get our money back?
That professor made $300 of our money for uniforms just tonight.
And I haven't seen them uniforms yet.
I told you he was slippery.
And I haven't seen any uniforms. Or my boy either. It's just after supper. It's a kidnapper. Fine situation here.
If there are those among you, which I have heard, who are melting tar and gathering feathers, I will not say them nay.
Well, I should think some of you could forget our everlasting Iowa stubborn chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember what this town was like before Harold Hill arrived. Well, do you? Do you remember? I should think some of you ought to be grateful for what he's given us. And if so, I think you'd want to admit it.
We're wasting too much time. Now, if there are any of you standing there who don't believe that this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, let them step forward. You, Larry. And the rest of you stand there like a coat of Shropshire sheep. Have you forgotten that you bought expensive uniforms and musical instruction books, high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten that you were given a guarantee and warranty that children would be able to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where's the band?
Think, men, think.